build day one, as you could say. It's Monday after we got the car. On Sunday, we really didn't do anything because we had all that snow. So we had to remove all of that snow, and it took 5 hours to move all the snow down here at the shop. What's up, Ethan? But I think both floor jacks are on that side. So what we're doing right now is we were looking over the car and just kind of getting an idea of what we need to do. So I want to show off a couple of things. So Chad did amazing work down there, Innovative Metalworks. All of his welds, I mean, if you look here, just nice stack of dimes. Down there as well, just nice tightness. Did a great job. And it's all the way throughout the entire car that he did that. They built it the first time, and then obviously after the wreck we had them do it again. So I mean, look at, just nice and pretty. So we looked at everything over here, and we're gonna get this up on the hoist to be able to look underneath. But what we were doing is we also made a list. We bought a brand new whiteboard, put it up, and a build list of where you want to start, what's next, what are you going to do, you know, doing the Lexan, the doors. I have to send in my seat belts for it to be recerted, mount the carbon fiber tubs. We have to build a custom fuel cell for it. Wheels and tires. Actually, Al is up front here. There he is. He saw wheels and tires, so he said, all right, I'm on it. So he's currently looking for wheels, because the wheels on here that we had previously are too narrow. So the wheels are sitting in too far because this body is much wider. So, like that. Sorry if you got the light in there. But if you look, you can see how far in the wheels are. You know, all the way into there. So we need something that's got a little bit more offset. I believe these are a 5-inch, and we're hoping to possibly get maybe a 2. That'd give us another, you know, 6 inches. The difference between where they are now and the fronts are about 8 inches. So if we can get it so it's a little bit closer, be really happy with that. But that's what we're doing for day one on the build. We're going to get it up in the air. Maybe I'll get a couple of shots or pictures after we get it up in the air as well. So, well, guys, day 2 of our build. We came back on Saturday. Got the car in here Sunday. Like I said from yesterday, we had to move snow and everything, so we didn't even touch the car. Yesterday, Monday, all we did was we made the list. You guys saw that. And we put the car in the hoist, and we just looked at it. So, always something cool to look at. So we looked at it and tried to figure out a plan. Right now, day 2, which is Tuesday of our build here, Ethan and I were working on a bunch of stuff. Al has been on the computer just left and right trying to find parts and doing everything he can while his shoulder heals up. So we got a Hemi in a race car. So we have a few things we know that we're gonna have to change. We actually had to cut the cowl here. This is the factory cowl where the glass goes on. We gave it a cut on both sides to take it out to get the engine in. So we might have to change the way that we were gonna do the glass. We might have to do the same thing like we did last year. This is where the windshield was before on the old car, where this will get cut out and we'll have a new piece made. We might have to do something similar to that or something like here. Not quite sure. It looks like this is going to be really close to the intake manifold because here's a runner right here already. So we'll probably have to push this back a little bit to make it so it's not sitting under the cowl. Besides that, Ethan, E-Dog over there. Hey, E-Dog. He's a man of many words. E-Dog's been tearing stuff out of the interior except for the wiring, just kind of getting everything ready so we can clean it up. We're going to pull the wiring and then kind of redo the wiring on this. Since we're switching from nitrous over to turbo. We're getting rid of the MSD8 box. We do have a grid. There's an ARC on here. We have yet to use it, but maybe this year we'll use it for the first time. We've got, here you go, Jesse Adams, the Stunna stacker for the race pack modules, which is awesome. A great piece there. Look up Jesse Adams on Facebook for that. Other than that, pulled the seat out, pulled everything out, pulled all the some more of the panels out. What else is, I mean, here's
measured for the window net.
Measured for the window net.
Custom made.
We have
The drive shaft. I already said that.
the drive shaft. Here's the old one that was in the wreck.
She got twisted up just a bit.
So it's pretty twisted up. As you get faster, everybody knows this. NHRA wants you to have a drive shaft loop in vehicles that are is it 750? You have to have two loops, or is it
750 chassis? You gotta have two.
Okay, so for it to go 850 or sub 850 up to 750 or faster, you have to have two drive shaft loops, one at the rear and one at the front. And then if you want to do top sportsman, they want the enclosure,
Drive shaft
the enclosure. So the wishbone, when we hit the wall the first time, wishbone broke and then caused everything to go over here. This is from the rear drive shaft loop on there. The front one, everything was still good there, so it didn't hit up front. But that's why they want you to have those, so if something happens, this doesn't tear everything up. The loop did exactly what it's supposed to do, and it ruined the aluminum drive shaft, but we were safe, and it didn't rip up the rest of the car. Going upside down did that, so.
Yeah, that has a tendency to make it bad.
Here, come on over this way, Al. There. So what do you plan on doing next? What's our plan of attack for maybe day 3 and 4?
Well, it almost looks like it's overwhelming.
It is
when you take
overwhelming.
a look at this. But I think one of the first things I've got to do is I've got to get that rear bumper situation taken care of.
Oh, okay. You want to show us the rear bumper real quick?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. So everything that we got for the car, I posted before, is VFN. But VFN didn't make a bumper that, well, we liked on here. There's to kind of fit the fiberglass body. So this is a GlassTech bumper right here.
But we're going to take it and modify it so it's kind of unique to this car. Right now, the way it is, the thing that I personally don't like about it is I believe it sits too far down. It just doesn't look right. So we're actually going to take this, we're going to take and cut it off.
Yeah, you can see the line where you drew here
Kind of
earlier.
right through here.
Yeah, it's going to come down to like this.
And then I'm going to refiberglass the lip underneath of it and finish it off. Just those custom things that we have to do when you're building a car. Nothing ever just bolts together, you know. And
Unless you have a Fox body.
yeah, if you got a Fox body, you know, it's like a belly button. Everybody's got one.
Yep. Then the wheels. You've been working on the wheels today too.
Yeah. We just ordered up our new Sanders.
Okay, we did go with Sanders. Okay.
Yeah, we went with Sanders wheels on there.
And
got those ordered today. It's probably going to be about a month before I see those because they've got a custom backspace on them.
it's we're going with what, a 1 inch or 2 inch?
1 inch.
1 inch. So this car is so much wider than the 3rd gen, where the rear end in this was built for a 4th gen Pro Stock car. It's a titanium housing, everything on there.
Right.
And the 4th gen and 3rd gens are very, very similar. The rear ends can actually swap in between each other, stuff like that, on a factory car. So that's why we put it in a 3rd gen. But now this car, the 5th gen, is so wide that it's
about an extra 7 to 8 inches wider.
There you go. So we have to go with like a 1 inch backspace to get the tire all the way out so it doesn't look goofy. Al, what have we been doing for day 3 over here?
Well, we're doing the itchy stuff. Fitting the doors, getting them so that the body lines are matching up, just making sure that everything is going to fit correctly once we have the body permanently mounted on here, and put the door hinges, the strikers, all that stuff on there. You pretty much have to have the doors mounted up before you can continue on with the front end. So that's what we've been working on, just fitting up the doors today.
All right, so doors are fitted. They're not mounted. As you can see, there's no hinges yet. We just want to make sure everything's good, because the next plan is then to square up and get the rear bumper.
Get the rear bumper set in place and get the whole car squared.
You can see this is where we were cutting fiberglass back here, so we'll blow that out.
Yep.
And, I mean, we'll sweep that up in case. Yeah, we'll sweep all of this up out the door.
Are you really gonna tell the difference in the snow?
Yeah. So, rear bumpers on there. What we're seeing is we only have 3 on each side. Actually, those 6 mounting points to this, and we don't have anything up on the top yet, up here. So everything's kind of sagging down, and
Yeah, it's sagging down.
it can wiggle pretty good. So we need to get the bumper set in here correctly, and then we can build the mounts and everything and square everything up so everything is centered on there, so we don't have any odd arrow or anything.
Correct. We don't want to be having that parachute off center.
Yep.
Or parachutes.
Or even having the body look like it's dog tracking.
Right. Everything's got to be square.
So Ethan, since he had some vehicles not show up for him for work today, we put him on the race car because he's here and he can do it. So he's been working on been jumping around on all kinds of different projects here. Right now he's over there. I'll show you what he was doing in just a little bit. But we'll take a look. So what he was working on is he took the valve covers off, and he's over at our sandblaster, and he's sandblasting the valve covers. They are a magnesium valve cover on here. Well, bam! Oh, look at that! They are a magnesium valve cover, so we don't want to powder coat it. Some people had some problems with them warping with the heat. So, well, look at that, huh? Look at those rockers. Bip, bip. And oh, man. This Stage 5. Huh? Big boy Hemi stuff. Excited. Man, I'm excited. So, he's been doing that. Let me cover these back up. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. So he did that. He cut out the dash that we had here. That was the old dash piece. These are the spark plug tubes that go down, and these are actually an integral part that holds the valve cover on. So that's a really cool deal there. He tore out even more of the wiring on there. We have to cut this bar off, smooth everything out, and then build the new piece. Move this back like we had said before. He fit the bumper on, but we found out that there's a couple of issues with it. So we are talking to Glass Tech on what they want us to do. But he cut all the stuff out of the back here. And then he's working on the doors some more. These normally have the other one around here, maybe. These normally, when they come, they have a piece that comes in like this on here. And take that off. It's glued in. Just has a little bit of glue there. And then we cut this. Then we can put in all of our stuff here. Prop 65. I like how they put it on the inside there. Yeah, make sure you get your Prop 65 decal. There's VFN. They do a great job. So, we've been all over this today. Down here, we got the axles out. We got the third member out, so we can get everything taken a look at. I guess so. Rear end here, Ethan pulled this out to check everything over. Has maybe 6 or 7 passes and some pit driving on it, to and from. So get some heat in there and such. We run this is a 370 rear gear that we had on our nitrous steel. We're gonna run it on the for the turbo stuff. I want to say this is a Strange unit here with 10 bolt on there, 9.5 inch ring gear, and then we're replacing the bearings with Superior bearings on here. They have a coated rem finished bearing that we like to use, and their seals. And then we also want to make sure that the backlash didn't move around at all on there. So Ethan pulled this out today while he was working, and he'll be going through this next week. And then, the transmission is out. So the transmission from BTE, we'll put their info right here. Okay. BTE transmission, we pulled that out, and that is heading off to BTE to have a big shaft upgrade done. And they're also going to freshen the transmission at the same time. We had some pictures of with the turbo on. Here's the turbo. Sitting down there. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do everything. Let's see if we can do this. Like that. It's going to be sitting right about here, maybe up a little bit in this region. The steering, we got the shaft made. We were able to make it in one nice swoop straight down, so we don't have to have another deal on there. The issue that we have is the the headers. When we build the turbo manifolds or modify them to come out, it's gonna have to come up and over this, down, and then forward. That is one of the manifolds. We were gonna do a turbo big block Chevy, so I had turbo big block Chevy manifolds here already, but we ended up going. Hey Al, what are you doing?
I am custom making this bumper to fit our 2010 Camaro. Originally from Glasstec, it did not fit exactly the way I want it to. So I'm gonna make it fit, refiberglass it.
So are you cutting this off, or are you
No,
you
I'm
putting
just-
slots in there to give it flex, or?
I'm giving it flex here,
Okay.
so I can kind of get it shaped the way I want it.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks for watching week number 1. I know it was a little bit long. We had a lot to go through. A brand new car kind of showing up, and then what are we going to work on? What are we going to get done? Making a list, and getting parts ordered. It'll be a little bit more organized for week number 2, and we'll try to get it a little bit shorter for you. Give us a like, subscribe, all that junk on there. If you think I'm stupid and everything like that, let me know in the comments. If there's something specific on the build you would like to see, let me know in the comments so we can possibly do a specific segment on that. So thank you again, and we will catch you next week.